No, that's fine. So, here we go, everyone. St Paul's Catholic College, centre number 65127, GCSE Drama 2015, Unit 1, Parenting, June 2014.
Genevieve Anderson, 3505.
Ollie Ordis, 3508.
William Carter, 3528.
Phoebe Curran, 3537.
Elena Green, 355.
Thomas Maxfield, 3588.
Dan Mungadini, 3592.
Hannah Piper, 3601.
Ronan Petty, 3602.
Caitlin Richardson, 3606.
Thomas Rideout, 3607.
Lucas Shepherd, 3619.
Sibley Verity, 3620.
What's your name?
Verity.
Fawn.
Verity Sibley, 3620.
Say it again, Verity. Come on.
3620.
Verity Sibley, 3620. Ah, ladies, gentlemen. There we go. I'm going to put that there. Right. Good. Can you just curl around a bit? Curl around. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Right. Good. So, we're going to carry on with our investigations for our kind of exploration of the theme of parenting, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, good. We've got the board to finally work. That's our starting point. Theme parenting, that's your first stimulus.
It's a crying baby.
A crying baby, Mr. Ollie Ordis. Fantastic. Is it a baby?
No, it's a toddler.
Toddler.
About 3 years old.
About 3 years old, thank you.
He wants something really bad.
He's hungry.
Okay, good.
Makes him make it bad.
Okay, remember your number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Once, put your hands up. Okay, fantastic. You're a group. Everyone else will have a partner. That's your stimulus. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to come up with some kind of response to that stimulus. Your 2 minutes starts now. Oh my God! I want a response to that stimulus. Decide. You have 1 minute to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just hold it there, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to see a little bit of the responses you've come up with. We're going to come to this group. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, take a freeze. And we have Verity. Give us a wave, Verity. We have Jen Anderson and we have Dan Mongodini. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
She's so cute.
Please just shut that baby up. I'm going to rip my hair out.
You're not helping. She's so innocent.
Who is?
And pretty. I just want to be the best sister.
Shh. Let's have some quiet, please.
Okay? It's not doing any harm, just a bit.
God, I swear I'm going to rip my hair out. I can't take this.
Okay, they've held it at the end. Give them a round of applause. Okay, now that's in relation to that picture. So what did they bring to life? Phoebe, what were they trying to say?
Like two different sides of like someone who's like trying to make sure that the baby's okay and the other person who doesn't really care.
Okay, so the caring side,
And the ignorant.
ignorant. Was that the idea? Ignorant or anything else, Dan?
It's kind of like showing like the two kind of sides towards the family. Like the baby's crying and it has a reason why to cry. But then again, there's the parents and they have a reason to be stressed, and that kind of collides together.
Okay. So you took it to be like a baby.
Yeah.
Sister,
Sister, mother, father.
father. So the father's losing control.
Yeah.
Excellent. Brilliant. Let's go to another one. You ready, gents? We're going to go for you at the back here. We've got Ronan and we've got Will. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
There he is. Oh, he's fallen over. Hang on.
No.
You're right there. Oh, come on.
Look, you're doing it all wrong. Ed,
Dad, I've got to find this out for myself.
You're doing it fine.
It's my child.
But you're making him cry.
It's not my problem. You're making him cry. You're the old person.
That's
Get it
really
fine, right?
rude. No.
Should we get a plaster? Yeah. Shut up, Dad. Right, have we... Plaster? Plaster. We've got a plaster.
Do I look like I have a plaster?
Well, you're the amazing dad. You just have a plaster.
I don't have a plaster. I haven't had to put one on a child since you were 4 years old.
Just, I'm amazing.
That is true.
Okay, give them a round of applause.
That was great.
Fantastic. Gents, what were they trying to say, do you think?
They were trying to show how parenting can be taken on different levels, like the learning curve that comes with parenting.
It's like it changed through the generations. Like 3 generations.
What do you mean, Luke? It changed through the generations.
Well, there's the father, and then there's the father, and then there's the son. So it's like the 3 generations of the grandfather. It's in the room, and it's how the parenting has changed from when he was a dad.
Okay, and is that one of the things you were trying to say?
Yeah.
How parenting has changed. So how did you say it?
Well, we're trying to show that, like, back in
Whenever
like, the older...
this character was...
Yeah, my character was
kind of
older.
different way to
It was
do it.
very different. Like, the style of parenting was very different. It was...
What did you say
They
to
had
make
to-
that
And the
clear?
plaster thing, like, not like parents didn't care about their kids, but I think it was a bit more tougher. But now you kind of do see parents getting a bit more sentimental over the kids.
Okay, and your character?
Well, that's pretty much...
You didn't
what-
have a plaster.
No, because I didn't, like, have one. I was the older character in it.
So he wouldn't
I wouldn't
carry up, you know,
like think straight away that I'd be needing a plaster because that's what.
He kind of just thought, oh, he'll be fine. He'll, you know,
Yeah.
So modern parents more...
kind of.
We almost.
Who said that? Paranoid parent. More careful, Caitlin, do you think? More caring about the child.
I don't know. I think they're like some. I don't know because I think parents are like a lot more paranoid than they used to be. Like they try, like new parents try to keep everything so much more cleaner, which means that it's actually like worse for the child.
Good, and you said there, sorry, Dan, Will, that because why?
They're more paranoid because there are more dangers now than there were back in the 50s and 60s.
Okay, so more where? So now what I want you to do is make a link between that first piece and that one. Just think now. They may not be linked by actually the way you've interpreted it. Maybe contrast them. So rather than say they have something in common, a contrast. Because there was the father character over there. Now compare them with the father character there. Who can make that leap for us? connection. Go, Lena.
Like Dan's character was like didn't want to actually deal with the child directly, whereas Will's character wanted to sort of make sure it was totally okay and fine and sort of faffing around him.
Okay, so we saw that. Anything you would add? Yes, Luca.
There's a bit of an age difference between, like, this is obviously a newborn baby if it keeps crying, and I think Dan, being annoyed by the sound, obviously, he hasn't heard for 2 months, he's not used to it yet. While on this hand, I think it must be a bit of an older child for it to be able to, like, walk and fall over. So, I don't know, it could be the same family, just age difference.
Good.
Kind of the two sides of parenting, the bad and the worst.
Okay.
The bad and the good, sorry.
Okay, good, good. Going to just change it ever so slightly. I'm going to take you into a certain context. Remember your number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Find your new group. Okay, here's the scenario. You're starting with a Stonehenge. You can have 3 seconds. Okay, we're in the supermarket. Okay? Mum or dad in the supermarket with the toddler. One of you is the toddler, one of you is the mum or dad in the supermarket. Could you get into that freeze, that stillage? In 3, 2, 1, and hold it there. Okay, now you saw the picture of the tantrum. When I say action, you're going to go into that tantrum in the supermarket. I will then say freeze, and I'll give you some more instructions. So I'm going to let you go for a little bit, get into character, think from the position you're in, the way you're moving, what would each character do? 3, 2, 1, action! Thought tracking here. So when I tap you on the shoulder, I want you to give me your thought track. Go. Stop. Go. Stop. Go.
Why would he not listen to me?
Go. 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 Go.
Daddy's a prat.
Go.
Every single time.
Go. 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 And action. Thought tracking and stillage. Actually, we've got 3 because we go from the stillage into role play. Right, your task, okay, is to add another. Your task is to add another explorative strategy. So you start with the still image, you go into the role play, you choose the moments now, you want the thought track, and then when you come back up the thought track, you've got to choose another strategy. Try to be creative. Where are you going to go with this? Do you carry on? Do you go back? Do you go forward? You're exploring parenting. We're seeing the child tantrum. It's one of the most infuriating and embarrassing aspects of parenting. Yeah? I've got to be honest, last night, my son, not the eldest, the youngest, had a tantrum because he upset his mum. He went upstairs and said, "You're getting in the bath." Big tantrum about bath. Okay, if you don't get in the bath, you won't have your milk. Didn't get his milk. Went to bed. Finally calmed down. Came into me and said, "Benny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I said, "Stop crying, dear. Can I have my milk now?" I said, "We're going to have to go and say sorry to your mum." He said, "You come with me." I said, "No, don't fall for it, Jen. Strict parenting, I don't know, maybe I got it completely wrong." I said, "No, you need to say sorry to mummy." And he was, "I don't want to, mum." "No! He just went ballistic again. I said, "Well, that's it, you're not having your milk now." He went mental, he was smashing the ceiling, doing everything. I just closed the door. I just closed the door. He was in the top bunk, he was whacking it like that, the top bunk, you know, unbelievable. And I thought, did I get that wrong? And this is the thing. Now, have you ever seen people at the supermarket when someone's having a tantrum and all the other people pushing their leg? What do you think they're thinking? We're going to go for that conscience corridor in a minute. In the meantime, you've got stillage, you've got thought track, yes, you've got the role play, but I'm just going to give you about 3 minutes to develop a new strategy, take it in the direction you want, your decision, and then we'll see a couple of them. Off you go. Well, spotlight here. Yours was very good. Let's just see a little bit. You don't need to show it off. Shh. Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Shh. Here we go. We're going to see Jen and Hannah, their interpretation. So we've got several strategies. Let's see if we can work out what the extra strategy is and what is it really saying about parenting. Let's go into a little bit more detail, okay? We've got to really, if we want to access those higher marks, be a bit more creative in our responses. What exactly are we saying about parenting? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and action.
It was a Wednesday morning. All I wanted to do was have a nice, quiet shop.
But I wouldn't let that happen.
Come on, Lucy.
Mom, I just want this!
But Lucy, you've got crisps, chocolate, your magazine, sweets, all of this already
Mom,
in the trolley.
I want this!
Look, all these people are staring at you now.
I want them too.
All I wanted her to do was be quiet.
Why does she hate me so much?
Lucy, I'll give you to the count of 3. 1, 2, 2.5.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lucy, you already know I'm stressed as it is. You don't need to act like a child.
Brilliant. Give them a round of applause. Okay. Now, first of all, was a piece of drama. Why was that so good, Tom?
It was so, it was crisp.
It was very crisp, well recognised.
And you could tell what was happening. The thought tracks were obvious, and it worked quite well.
It was very good, girls. Well done. It was slick. The thought tracks were clear. There was a great structure to the piece. Now, what was it saying?
Kind of the limits of where the child will go, and kind of, you know where they're going to break, but kind of just enforcing it.
And how like the parents deal with it.
Yeah.
Like with Hannah, like saying like 1, 2, 2.5. It's like almost she doesn't want to punish Jenny, but then she kind of has to because of her role as a parent. And, you know, Jenny.
And good, excellent. And how did the thought tracks help us understand the characters? That's the key.
It kind of showed that, like, usually a stereotypical child always think their parents hate them, and it's kind of, because if they don't get what they want, they always seem to think, oh yeah, they hate them. So it's kind of stereotypical, riding whatever.
Okay.
The children these days.
That's good. Anything you would add? Yes.
I liked the narration at the beginning because it kind of like introduced the piece, and I think it worked really well.
Wonderful bit of narration. Well done. Very clear, crisp.
It showed who the characters were and also like showed like the innocence of the child. Like as at that age, you don't realise like what's wrong, what's not appropriate to do like in public. So.
Okay. But what was interesting is that the parent what in that one? Phoebe?
Wouldn't give in.
The parent wouldn't give in, and at the end,
She won.
Tom, are you going to add something?
The child buckled.
The child buckled, the parent won. So it wasn't a complete, you know? Have you got the opposite? Kind of good. Let's see it. Here we go. Brilliant, girls. Well done. Jen, Hannah, that was fantastic. 3, 2, 1, action.
Look at that box.
Yes, it's a very nice box. Let's go. Yes, no, you don't want the box.
Look, it's Carol from the hairdressers.
Very nice. It's
Hi, Carol. Can I show Carol the box?
No, Carol doesn't need to see the box. Come on.
Do you have the box?
Oh, thanks. It's a lovely box, Alex. Just put the box back.
No, it's for you, Mummy. You
No,
have...
I don't want the box.
No, I want the box.
Why did you have to be so embarrassing?
I like the box.
Right, come on. This is ridiculous. Alex.
Dad
Yes,
would let me have the box.
Well, your father's not here, is he? Daddy, I want this one. I want this
I
one. I want
can't
this
move away from home. It's too far from
Daddy!
the kids. Yes?
one. I want this one.
Just take it, put it in the basket. Yeah, Canada, it's too far away. I'm not working. What?
I want this one, the shiny one.
Yeah. It's very expensive.
But Daddy, I want it.
How long is it?
Daddy, I want the box.
Just put it in. Yeah. Okay.
Matthew, come on.
No.
This is so embarrassing. You're 4 years old. Should have grown up this by now. Come on.
Excellent. Lovely still at the end. Wonderful. Lovely. Obviously, what they did. Well, what did they do? Come on, Verity.
They were showing different sides of the story,
Good. Tell us more.
and they were like, they showed like who was the older one, who was the younger one by their height.
Okay.
Someone was lower.
So what did they do? What do we call that? Role play. But what did they do in terms of the characters? Gunt, tell us, Stan.
They use multi-role. So
Multi-role. Good.
So when Luca the first scene Luke said, "Oh, Dad would let me have it." That's when they switched and they had a crosscut, and then Caitlin became the child and Luca became the father, and then it switched, I think, again after that.
Went back,
And
good.
then went back, and they used multi-role to show, you know,
Contrast.
the contrast between the two parents and
And what was that contrast, Hannah? What were they trying to say about mum and dad?
How there's the difference between mum and dad, and how the dad was sort of always busy, and how the dad would let the child get away with murder, whereas the mum was more stressed and had a lot more on her plate. And
Yeah. So what's the best example of parenting? Ronan?
Probably the mum's version, because it's more like tough love. You kind of get the feeling
Good.
that they
Tough
have to
love.
grow up and almost. The mum's being quite realistic. She's trying to not let the child get absolutely everything they want in life.
Good.
That they kind of have to.
Fantastic.
They almost have to almost work for it.
Good. So be aware of this, everyone. Yeah, what I'm trying to get you to do, and remember, this video that we're taking today, we'll be able to watch it back to help with our writing. And the key to get those highest marks, as I've always said, is making the connections. You know, Hannah and Jen beautifully showed, as you say, that the mother wins, but the pressure that she feels. We still see the pressure from Caitlin's mum, but also then sometimes how in parenting, yeah, giving the child what they want is not necessarily the best way, because of course it makes difficulty for mum Caitlin afterwards. Brilliant. Can you all come into a circle? You're going to need your pen just for a moment as we move on to the next little thing. Good, that's it. Okay, so we're going to new areas. Really good. I want you to look at the pictures. A new stimulus is these pictures at the bottom. Okay? Come in a little bit more, girls. Yeah, keep that first sheet. We're going to come to that other one in a moment, okay? So, look at those pictures at the bottom. Yeah? So just think of your thoughts. And when you've got a few thoughts, honestly, I don't want to spend ages on this, just write down a few responses, very quickly. Look at those two pictures, just write down your first thoughts. Good. I've deliberately not put anything on them. I've got a picture so you can make that program. Just one more minute, just a couple of thoughts. Once you've got both